Okay. Hello. Happy Friday, everybody! Yeah! Managed another tough week. You've done brilliantly well. And welcome to our middle school theatre production called A History of the Universe in 77 Minutes. Last night it was performed in about 76 minutes. We were going to cheat, but actually the play is almost bang on 77 minutes. This is an original script. It's only the third time it's ever been performed in a different location. So you're making history just by coming to watch it. It was originally devised and written by middle school students and myself, specifically to be performed to middle school students, youngsters and adults. So we really hope you enjoy the show. It's very important that, how you doing? It's really important that whilst watching the show, your child stays with you in your seat at all times, or next to you, and you'll see why later. Please help our young performers tonight by not talking during the show, not taking photographs or videotaping. We're doing all that for you at the back. Please don't eat during the show, I've been told to say, and photos and videos will be made available when the show is finished. If you have a mobile phone, this is the time to take it out and switch it off. Thank you very much. I'll have to do mine as well. Did you hear about the show yesterday? These students back here, we're so proud of them. They're doing something so complicated and they did it so brilliantly well. They're an amazing bunch. I really hope they bring it for you tonight, and I really hope that, well, it's a connection between the actors and the audience, so I really hope that you get into it as well. Sit back, relax. We introduce you to the history of the universe in 77 minutes. Thank you for coming.
Father?
Yes, son.
I can't shut my system down. My circuits are busy.
Never mind, my boy. Would you like me to download the story for you?
Yes, please. A really strange story.
Okay, I think I will tell you the strangest story I know. It is about a place called the universe and everything that happened within it.
Is it a true story, Father?
True? I would not say true exactly. In fact, I would say any relationship this story has to events or people who actually lived is purely coincidental. Now are you sitting comfortably and ready?
Ready.
Then let's begin at the beginning.
Wait a minute, there's a possibility that the Big Bang is just one of an infinite amount of Big Bangs. And in all those universes, there might be Big Bangs happening all over
right
the
there.
place.
There's a possibility that our Big Bang moment of singularity was simply the collapse of an earlier universe, and to form part of an endless cycle of collapse and expansion.
There is the possibility that before the Big Bang, there existed a life force too infamous to imagine.
Listen, we've only got 77 minutes. We haven't got time for countless cycles and infinite possibilities. Let's focus on this universe, right?
Whatever.
Thank you. In the arguably probable beginning of the universe, approximately 14 billion years ago, there was the Big Bang.
Or giant expansion.
I give up.
We can track our universe back to 10 to the power of negative 43 seconds, right after the moment of creation, where the universe would have been so tiny that if we held it in our hands, it would have been impossible to see it.
From our tiny, humble beginnings, our universe expanded into a quantum reality.
to over 100 billion light years across, containing gravity, electromagnetism, and nuclear forces.
Elementary particles were formed: photon, neutron, and electrons. Building blocks. The substance of everything you have in your body right now
Was created right at that moment.
Where did we come from? Did God put us here? Or did we disappear? Or have we just been around forever?
Then, 13 billion years ago, the first stars began to form.
Stop the show right now. I've heard it. I've heard it. I have so many no stars in this show. And he just said it. Stars.
We're not talking about those type of stars. We're talking about plasma swirling around, becoming actual matter.
I distinctly heard the word star. If there's going to be a star in the show, then I'm going to be it.
Remember, we talked to your agent, we couldn't afford you?
What do we need in the show? Are stars.
But we need to show some peace and quiet.
Ugh! It's a stupid name for a show anyway.
Well then, bring on the stars.
Space is just too big to imagine. The average distance between each star is over 30 million kilometers. But if you're traveling at the speed of light and the time it takes to sneeze, you travel around the Earth 3 times. At traveling at an unimaginably fast speed, it would still take over 4 years to get to our closest neighboring star, the Alpha Centauri. And even if there were life on other planets, we'll probably never find them. And they'll probably never find us. We're all alone. Get off me!
for the next 10 billion years. Not much happened.
But then 4 billion years ago, our solar system began to form.
Tiny dust grains gyrated within clouds of gas, and in the magical beginnings of our universe, infinitesimal particles were formed. Hey, babe.
Hey,
I'm infinitesimal particle A.
I'm infinitesimal particle B.
Which way are you going?
I was going this way. Which way are you going?
I was going this way. Apart, we are nothing.
Together, we are perfect.
From that time, in under 200 million years, our sun and planets were formed.
As the universe continued to gently expand, the planet Earth was going through some wild changes.
Hundreds of millions of years ago, the Earth was a giant red-hot sea of molten rock.
Space rocks and meteorites continued to smash into the Earth at high speeds.
As the collision slowed, the Earth cooled, creating water vapor.
Storms began to rage,
raining more and more water down on Earth,
until it became flooded with oceans.
And 3 billion years ago, single-celled organisms evolved.
And 2 billion years later, replicate.
The first plants.
Breathe in the carbon dioxide and breathe out the oxygen. Let it connect with your inner chlorophyll. Fill your chest with the oxygen. Now shift into salutation to the sun.
Then, 390 million years ago, The first insects.
The first amphibians.
The first reptiles.
And 250 million years ago, first dinosaurs.
I really, really like you.
Seriously?
I really, really, really like you.
Awkward.
Forget this. I'm looking for a girlfriend. Interested?
No.
We can track our universe back to 10 to the power of let me rewind that. Humans continue to communicate using their animal counterparts. Our speech allowed us to communicate using imagination and planning.
Our interpersonal relationships slowly developed, making our chances of survival much higher as we learn how to create organized teams.
Part of this is learning how to talk to each other, or in other words, how to gossip.
You heard what Mavis is up to? No. How terrible it is. She's got a new buffalo skin. Right up to here it comes. Right up to here. No way! Yes way. Gonna get herself into a lot of trouble, that one. Who does she think she is?
Oh, and have you heard about Brutus?
No.
Well, the man went on the hunt, and he stayed behind. He said he was tired.
No way!
Yes way.
Look out, he comes through just now.
All right, ladies.
Yes, Brutus! You'll touch on the hunt today?
No, bit of a bad back, you know, painful.
Oh, you poor thing. See you, Brutus. Bad back my foot!
No, I ain't going to promise him.
And now people learn how to bury our dead.
Well, this sounds strange, but we can't just leave him alone.
But that's what we always do. It doesn't feel like I miss him. We can eat it. Ew! That's what they do down the road. You're so prejudiced.
But we can't just leave him here.
Yes, he was our friend. He was important to us. For 100,000 years, different human species left Africa and wandered around the earth. Hunter-gatherer societies just kept on migrating, looking for the best spot, following edible plants, animal migration to better climates.
The next place always seemed to be better than the place where we were. In other words, yes?
Where are you off to?
Well, you see that grass over there?
Yes.
Well, we think the grass looks greener over there.
Oh.
Greener grass.
Greener grass, greener grass, greener grass. Let's go with it! healthy diet.
The males were believed to be the hunters, and the females would gather seeds, roots, and nuts to eat. It's believed that the males and females have an awfully equal power ratio.
Do you want some meat? No, thanks.
It's only a week old. It's really good.
I'm okay, thank you. You want some berries?
Not really.
Are you sure? Lots of sweetness and lots of calories.
Nah.
Let's share! This doesn't mean we're married or anything.
Homo sapiens started to show evidence of having more complicated ideas. We found buildings dating back to 10,000 BC.
Then, in a gradual shift in lifestyle, humans began to create temporary campsites, and these became more and more permanent.
We slowly started to grow food in one place and rather than go in search of it.
From 12,000 BC and for the next 9,000 years.
Isolated groups began to not just harvest cereal crops, but to actively grow them.
Rice in China,
Wheat in the Middle East.
barley and maize in the Americas.
One of the greatest pieces of inventive thinking was probably made by a woman.
What are you doing?
I'm planting these seeds.
What for?
Well, my thinking is if we put these little things in the ground, then maybe they'll grow into bigger things. And these bigger things we can take to the ground in a few moons and eat them. Am I smart or what? What are you doing?
Well, I've got this bone left, and I thought if I put it in here and cover it up, it might just grow into a chicken.
Come on, Uncle. It's time to go tie you back to the tree.
Sapiens started to develop the ability to share stories and ideas. In this evolutionary process,
Thousands of years before writing, we celebrate the rituals and music.
One watermelon. There's only one watermelon.
One watermelon!
There's only one watermelon. One watermelon. Watermelon. Three watermelons.
water, melon.
Water, melon, eat that watermelon! Our relationship to our natural world was constantly evolving, and aspects of our incredible planet became personified. We would worship and give personality to the natural wonders of our world, and we would participate in simple ceremonies. I am the goddess of rain. If you wish me well, I will bring you rain every day.
What should we call you?
You shall call me England.
Forsooth, methinks I stand tall and bountiful over this bitter, barren soil. I shall raise thy crops to the sky.
Well, you can at least put some emotion into it.
Yeah! Yeah, man, I got fire. I'm hot, baby!
Sapiens learned how to blow paint onto the wall to create the first painting.
Hold on. What's all this? These are our hands.
Mike,
What does it do, Mike?
does this?
What's up, okay?
I'm just not feeling it.
What's your problem?
What's my motivation?
Well, look, the boomerang, the laws of physics, it's been thrown away, and the laws of physics are going to bring it back.
Can you think of something in your own life where no matter how hard you try and get away, powerful forces will always bring you back?
Like school?
That's it! There's your motivation!
At first we knew it was to our advantage only to hunt the oldest and weakest of animals to keep our food supply healthy and fertile.
But as we discovered more ways to protect groups of animals, we stepped into the world of domestication.
For food, raw materials, and muscle power, we learned to exploit, domesticate, and tame our original brothers and sisters of the animal kingdom.
At around the same time, the human species was discovering how best to make use of their natural resources.
Pete, I told you to put away that fruit we collected last month.
That's exactly what I'm doing. And may I just say, how beautiful you look today.
Really?
Very, very beautiful!
Have you been eating that rotten fruit again? I don't believe it. My man's the first drunk in history.
Listen, he's on the drum and you're on the rope.
I know that's how we stopped you, but won't you physically go?
He's on the drum and you're on the rope. Now pull.
But why is he on the drum and I'm on the rope?
Why is he on the drum and you on the rope?
Yes.
Well, why is he on the drum and you on the rope?
The great God in health has declared that the superior man shall be on the drum and the slave shall be on the rope.
God said that?
Yes, God said that. It's the law.
Why did you say so? Let's start this.
These great communities began to make discoveries like using bronze irrigation and writing. Writing have believed to have come from Sumerians as a trading and recording depth.
So I'm giving you 3 pigs and a crown of ducks and with 2 chickens and 2 legs of a cow.
Fine, I get 2 legs of cow to back with.
And 2 chickens.
What to get the wheat?
You get the wheat from me. I can get the wheat from him.
So you will get the wheat, but what about Zimmy?
3 pigs for a duck.
I got a duck from your red.
No, you haven't. Can I have a dog?
Oh man.
Last week I got 2 bags for a duck.
I threw a chicken.
Did I?
Always when it's dark, he throws in a chicken.
How many pigs was it for a bag of duck with?
There's no such thing as duck wheat.
They bags of a duck with last week.
I forget about the duck wheat from last week. Who wants this week's duck meat and where duck?
Do you want me to write this all down for you?
I'm gonna kiss you.
No, that won't be necessary. But I really do love your beard. Where do you get the groom? Before I get carried away,
What about you to the land?
But you don't know what we have down there.
Go on then, let's hear it.
Well, we have rules.
And they are?
Well, they tell you what to do.
No rules here.
We don't have just rules. We have laws, gardens,
Plenty of space here.
Judges,
Not for me, thanks.
religion.
No.
the wealthy, the higher classes,
Now what's higher classes?
the wealthy social class,
The elite.
the gentry,
The better sort of person.
Would I be high class?
Oh, God, no. You'd be a slave.
Then I'm quite alright here.
barbarians these days.
They just don't want to move up in the world.
But although civilizations could not attract everyone, they began to grow and grow and even relocate away from the original river valleys. We were entering the classical period of history.
Dynasties of China, Greece, and Rome in the Mediterranean, India, and Persia.
these 4 areas expanded and with it came organized spiritualities, central government, military, trade, and tradition. Academic Arasta.
We are free to have choice. We are free to do good. And when we do good, we take a step towards the divine.
In China, Confucius.
If you think your terms of a year, plant a seed. If in terms of 100 or 10 years, plant a tree. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people.
In India, Buddha. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. the mighty Socrates.
I am Socrates, and I say question everything.
Everything? Even your teacher?
Everything and everyone.
Then I question your question. Why should I question?
Because then you find the truth.
So truth is a question.
It is the answer to a question.
An answer that can always be questioned.
Correct.
So there can be no truth.
Correct.
So what's the point of the question?
What question?
Your question.
Are you questioning my question or my right to question my own question?
Neither. I'm questioning the reason to question it. The subsequent answer is merely another question waiting to be questioned. Questioning is set to the question. Surely, on the grounds that questioning the question will just lead to an endless life of questions.
Where? Don't ever question the teacher again!
The Greeks weren't all about cerebral manners. After all, they didn't invent the Olympic Games. Ready, set, go!
The Greek Roman thoughts had invented democracy.
Democracy! What's democracy?
You know, fairness and freedom. Everyone gets to sing, get a vote, get a vote. We all get a vote.
Woo!
Well, not exactly woman.
Woo! Yeah!
We begin to invent new pleasures and tastes. The birth of chocolate by the Aztecs and the Mayans.
We need to talk. This relationship is on. I can't listen, let alone tell me that you love me. I am just about ready to walk away. I've had it.
Would you like some chocolate?
Oh, you're a good man.
I should have advice for a chocolate.
Okay. The great nominative tribe member was firstly met for real.
What? You got a better idea than this?
A huge mathematical puzzle was said to come from India.
In my hands, I have 2 apples. I throw one away.
Yeah.
Then I throw the other away.
Yeah.
Now what do I have?
Nothing. You threw your apples away.
Exactly. But what should I call this? Nothingness.
Are you still talking about apples?
Of course.
You are a real zero, you know that?
She speaks down to me. I'm nothing. I'm a 0. But that's it. I'm a 0.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That was fun.
Since the earliest fertility rites, people from all cultures had a belief in a divine being, or a god. All religions have their own uniqueness in color, but they did share aspects in common. Listen, Yahad.
Blessed is he who prefers his brother before himself.
Brahmanism.
Do not unto others which would cause pain and death to you.
Buddhism. Hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Christianity.
Whatsoever any man should do to you, do ye so even to them.
Confucianism.
Do not do to others what you want to do to you.
Hinduism.
This is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain and death to you.
Islam.
None of you truly believes until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself.
Judaism.
What is hateful to you, do not to your fellow men.
Jainism.
In happiness and suffering, in joy and grief, we must regard all creatures as we regard our own selves.
Native American Indians.
All are relatives. What we do to ourselves, we do to everything. All is really one.
Sikhism.
None is my enemy, none is stranger, and everyone is my friend.
Taoism. Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain. Your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Yoruba.
One who is going to take a stick to pitch a baby bird should first try it on himself to see how it hurts.
Most religions emphasize love, respect for others, self-restraint, tolerance, and compassion. Yet there were some groups who used the faith in the divine being for their own gain, not for the power of compassion and self-restraint, but to get rich.
Send your money and now do it. Reach salvation.
popularity and power.
Leave your families and your friends! This cunt is your new home!
To start conflicts and wars.
Our religion is the most loving and kind.
Aww.
And we will kill anyone who disagrees!
To separate humans from other humans.
We are tolerant. We love all beings. As long as you carry a red balloon in one hand and a chicken in the other.
Who wants chicken?
There would come a time where rulers would not just lead their own countrymen, but would also attempt to rule people outside their borders.
As civilizations grew empires, states that grew so powerful that they would swallow up increasingly large areas, and thereby uniting many different peoples and cultures under one name.
But this diversity of cultures came at a cost. The spread of empires was often brutal and cruel. Large populations
To look at each individual, let's see if we can find them. First, I
We want what you've got!
And give it to us! No! As the emperor of this country, and for the good of our people, I say we declare war on Group B! War! What?
Your home used to belong to us.
So, give it to us! And, as emperor of this country, I say we go to country A and take our homeland back! What? Defend!
Third type of war.
Now what?
We don't like the way you live your life. And we want you to be the same as us.
As the emperor of this country, I say we go into country B and teach them how to live through war!
Attack! Defend!
Victory! Party at my place? Anyone?
All the wars throughout human history, and behind every war's names, hundreds, thousands, millions of graves. Haiko's conquest, Zaishan War, Trojan War, Zhengzhou War, Peloponnesian War, Corinthian War, Lamian War, Rhodian War, Kalinger War, First Sicilian War, Second Sicilian War, Third Sicilian War, Second War, Palestinian functional violence, Mexican drug war, war in Somalia, war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan, and war in Syria. We remember all those lives cut short by war.
Empires would rise and they would fall. Balancing an empire would become too difficult if the leader overestimates their power.
As empires fell, smaller nation states with their own identity would sometimes emerge. These nation states were ruled with the consent of the people in a roundabout way.
One of the first nations was France, and along with the birth of nations, they began a long tradition of national stereotyping.
Bonjour, oui. I, King and Lord of Emperor, declare this land to be Frankland. Viva la France, everybody. Viva la France.
Viva la... Non, je n'aime pas ça. C'est un peu rigolo.
D'accord, sacre bleu. Not la Frankland, but la France. Vive la France.
D'accord, sacré bleu. Heißt Franklin, Meister France. Viva la France.
Viva la France.
Ready to fun again?
Oui.
That is better. In 2000 this time, what do we want the French name to be remembered for?
Squashy bread?
No!
Cheese?
No!
That be a very
a los Z.
Some nation groups would actively go around terrorizing their national neighbors.
Take Norway, for example, where a new brand of seafaring warriors are emerging. Behold, the Vikings. They were famous for having fearsome weapons and for naming them.
Kissing Saxons a lesson in war! Aye! Then let us reveal our weapons in mass destruction!
I am Olaf, and this is my sword. Mucho, mucho bloodshed.
I am also called Olaf, and this is my sword, Dame of Decapitation.
I am also Olaf, and this is my sword, AK-47.
I am also called Olaf, and this is my sword, Buttercup.
Buttercup?
Yes, Buttercup. Named after my favorite cow. My favorite cow. Also called
Buttercup.
The English will cry out. Here comes Olaf, son of Olaf, waving Buttercup in the air, and terror will strike their hearts. Guys, where are you going? Wait for me. Olaf! Olaf!
It wasn't just outsiders you had to look out for. During the Middle Ages, communities used to turn on their weak and their outcasts in the village.
These people became easy scapegoats for when anything went wrong. A terrible example of this was the fashionable hobby of witch burning.
Women, you are being accused by the villagers of being a witch.
Little old me.
Yes, little old you. Our crops are wilting. My husband died.
My things got 3 hands.
My broomstick won't fly.
It's all your fault.
Little old me.
Yes, little old you.
We have a way of making sure. We will put you on the stake. If you are a witch, you will burn, burn, burn.
And if I'm innocent,
You will burn, burn, burn.
not much of a choice then, is it?
In the name of goodness, fairness, and compassionate justice.
Burn, burn, burn the witch. Burn, burn, burn the witch.
What am I supposed to do with that?
You're supposed to get on it, Alice.
I'm not getting on that. It's not safe.
Come on, just get into the spirit of it.
There are 2 Sith creepers up there ready to pull me, and they'll drop me.
Just think of it as growth mindset.
I'm the big for good mindset.
Great plagues soon sweep across the planet, devastating the human population. After 1330, much of Asia, the Middle East, and even Europe had been hit by a terrible disease.
In some places, up to 2/3 of the whole population were wiped out. No wonder some people were proclaiming this.
The end of the world! It's the end of the world, I tell you! Doctor! You must help us! Our whole village is dying!
Oh, have you been drinking the vinegar I gave you?
Already we have!
Sniffing the lavender?
We have sniffed it!
Oh, then I'm out of ideas. Try again another time, I guess.
We're food for worms! Walking knows that we'd be dead by noon. Oh, how we have sinned!
Any old bones! Give us your dead bodies! Any old bones!
Wait! Wait! I have an idea! An idea that makes sense to all the suffering!
Yes!
It is!
Yes!
It is!
Yes!
Oh, man!
this, resources and exploitation was often the fate of the indigenous population. We were entering the age of colonialism.
Land ho, Mr. Columbus! Ah, we made it! Japan! Mr. Columbus, I don't think it's Japan, sir. India? Try that again. Whatever. We're here. Ah, here come some of the local people. Greetings, local people. We have come to discover your land and eventually claim it for the Kingdom of Spain. What do you call this land anyways?
Ours? Does God really smell that bad?
Here, take this worthless bracelet. Food! Eat!
You should come all this way for some food.
I'm just human. Oh my, look at your golden jewelry. Look at the glow on that. Bling bling. Have you got any more? They've got gold. Okay, try to understand these next few words. We're going to take all your gold, and in return, out of the goodness of our hearts, we shall give you, slavery. Ah, yes, slavery.
Ah, slavery.
And who will get to be the slaves? Not us, but you.
It is a great honor.
These creatures seem friendly. We should invite them into our home.
Welcome.
1 month later. Come then, some of your villagers can come with us on our boat.
You can see the world.
You are now the property of Spain.
It is a great honor.
I don't like great honor anymore.
Yeah, great honor stinks so bad.
In the 16th century was born the greatest playwright of all time. We present William Shakespeare.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more. And by sleep we say to end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause.
In 1644, the French philosopher Descartes in human history. I think, therefore I am.
You are what?
No. I think, therefore I am.
Yes, and you are a?
Nobody understands me. I'm born to walk this life alone.
Ah, do you need the camel?
We. There. I think, therefore I am too. Thank you. The world will change in the reality and learn whether the self power had to treat the people with respect.
If they did not, they would end up with...
The French Revolution!
We dine on escargot and drink fine wine. We munch on dead mice and drink sweat from a horse.
sounds like a good idea. We'll take 50. 50.
Freedom and equality for all! Yeah! Really? Well, not quite all.
For the next centuries up until today, different groups, cultures, and races have fought for their rights to be treated equally under human law. Take women, for example. In many cultures, women have had to live in a male-dominated world. In 1893, New Zealand was the first country to give women the right to vote for their political leaders, a massive step towards equality.
You don't want to trouble your pretty heads with this voting business, do you? Voting is very, very complicated.
Why don't you get on with what you're supposed to do? Taking care of your husband and making the babies?
What did you say?
Over the next 100 years.
Women protested,
Debated.
created petitions,
Destroyed property.
were sent to jail.
And laid down their lives. All in the name of their suffragettes. After the women had worked so hard in the First World War, it was not long before men started to realize that women could no longer be denied of the vote.
Equal rights! Equal rights! Equal rights! Not quite. But we're working on it, right, girls?
Long before Umama first given the books, the most massive effect on planet Earth had found its way into existence. We were about to enter the Industrial Revolution. Textile, steam power, island mass production.
In 1827, the Frenchman Nick Four took the first photograph. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! 1 hour later. Hold it! Hold it! Get on it! In 1868, the telephone.
Get off the phone!
Hang up. In 1872, the record player. Okay, let's party! Man, that music sucks.
I'll wait for the iPod. It comes in about 130 years or so.
Cool! And in 1883, Edison invents the light bulb. I can see clearly now the light has come. Ding!
In the UK, mass production was invented and people started to work in factories.
Who wants to work in my factory?
Oh,
me! Okay, you can all go home and relax now. Yay!
I'll be back.
Trains, cars, planes, ships. The world was becoming a much smaller place. For those who could afford it, at least. Humans in the eastern continents have forever been trying to transcend the weakness of the human mind. In the 20th century, these theories spread over the entire planet.
Master,
Yes.
I am very depressed.
Please understand. There is no I. There is no you. Depression is nothing but physical sensation There is no good, there is no bad. Everything just is. Do you understand?
Not really. Could you make it simpler?
Very simple. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Ah. Oh, very simple. Thank you. Oh, no. Oh, no. My phone's out of batteries.
Whereas humans in the West look to psychology to understand the human mind.
Dr. Freud, I'm very depressed.
Interesting. Do you have a mole there?
Yes?
Do you have a far there?
Yes?
Interesting. A classic case. I tell you here and now. The reason that you're depressed is you have parents.
Yes, I knew it. Mom, Dad, it's all your fault.
Case closed.
Scientists have always been striving to find the building blocks of existence. In the 20th century, with the discovery of atomic theory and world quantum mechanics, through humans, the universe was discovering itself.
Read all about it. Read all about it. E equals mc squared. Einstein's special theory.
E equals mc squared. What might that mean?
It's simple, you see. It means energy is equal to the mass of an object multiplied to the speed of light squared. It's going to change the world as we know it. Want to read about it?
Not really. Anything else interesting inside?
Yes. On page 2, there's an article about a dog that can read and bark in 7 different languages.
Now you're talking. I'll take it.
Read all about it. Read all about it. Read all about it. Read all about it. There's a dog that can bark in 7 different languages.
In the 20th century, all of the political systems were tried, and they had their unique characters and drawbacks.
Now, children, today we're going to play a little game called politics.
Yay!
First, let's try communism. I have 3 chocolates here. We have to decide how to split them up between you. You can have 3 chocolates, you can have 3 chocolates, and you can have 3 chocolates. See, it's nice and fair for everyone.
But I don't want these chocolates. I want that chocolate.
Well, you just have to put up with these ones for the sake of everyone.
But I don't want these chocolates.
Or you can go sit in the coal shed for the next 20 years.
I don't like communism.
Let's try capitalism. You can have 7 chocolates.
Yay!
You can have 2 chocolates.
Goodie.
And you can have whatever chocolates these 2 decide to spit out on the floor.
I don't like capitalism.
Okay, let's try fascism. You can have 9 chocolates because you have lovely blue eyes. And you 2 will get shocked because I don't like you very much.
I don't like fascism.
There's just no pleasing some people.
In 1912, the unthinkable happened. The Titanic sank.
We're going down, Captain. It's impossible. They said nothing could sink her. I assure you, in a matter of hours, we will be underwater. How many life rafts aboard? 20, sir. And how many passengers? 2,340, sir. I suggest we start getting passengers aboard. Women and children take priority. First class, sir? Yes, first class. In this case, it's survival of the richest. Go.
An hour later on first class.
I cannot do this. I can't.
You have to, for the children. Please, look.
No!
On second class.
Why do we have to wait?
We're trying everything we can, ma'am.
But why don't we need more lifeboats?
We're doing the best we can, ma'am. Please try to stay calm.
I can't even see any more lifeboats. Yeah.
On third class.
Tornadoes, volcanoes,
Floods, plagues, earthquakes, explosions, crashes, famines,
and fire. The history of the universe is filled with human tragedies. Innocent souls have lost lives in devastating disasters.
We pay tribute to them now, and may we never forget just how fragile and just how precious life is.
In 1923, birth of the talking movies.
NASA would go one step further. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin would reach the moon.
One more step for man. Giant leap for man. Mankind. Yes, mankind. First ever being to reach the moon. Nobody around for thousands of feet. Miles. Oh, miles.
20th century was filled with technological revolutions, global visions, and extraordinary changes to the way all cultures were living life. Yet across the planet, the acquisition of wealth, power, or material gain too often became the goal within the pursuit of happiness.
Yet there were some who set the standards higher. These people lived life with passion and principle, fascinating souls such as
Albert Einstein,
a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new.
Marie Curie,
Stephen Hawking.
We're a very advanced breed of monkey on a very normal planet. We can understand the universe, and that makes us something very special.
Toni Morrison,
If there's a book that you want to read but it hasn't been used yet, then you must be the one to write it.
Pablo Picasso.
It takes a long, long time to learn to be young.
T.S. Eliot,
Where is the knowledge we have lost in information?
General Futuri.
Climate change is for real. There is not a moment to lose.
Emmeline Pankhurst,
These, not her.
Samuel Beckett.
I can't go on. I'll go on.
Maya Angelou,
The bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song.
Jack Kerouac.
Great things are not accomplished by those who yield to trends, fads, and popularity.
Yeah!
George Bernard Shaw,
We do not stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Malala Yousafzai.
I don't mind if I have to sit on the floor at school. All I want is education.
Ban Ki-moon,
Violence against women is never acceptable, never excusable, never allowable.
Bill Gates.
If you look ahead in the next century, leaders will be those who empower others.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Do the thing you think you cannot do.
Rosa Parks,
Go back at this. Why should I stand up?
Martin Luther King.
I have a dream that one day my poor little children will live in a world where they will not be judged by their color, but by the content of their character.
Wangari Maathai,
It's the little things that make the difference. My little thing is planting trees.
Aung San Suu Kyi.
I always try to explain that democracy is not perfect, but it gives us the chance to create new destiny.
Pele,
Everything is practice.
Yes!
Virginia Woolf.
For most of the history, anonymous was the moment.
Marilyn Monroe,
Diamonds are girls' best friend.
Mother Teresa.
Do not leave the leaders. Do it yourself, person to person.
Neil Armstrong,
Put up my tongue and it blotted out the planet Earth.
Mahatma Gandhi.
The weak cannot forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong.
John Lennon,
You may say I'm a dreamer.
Nelson Mandela.
Education goes power woman, which you can use to change the world!
Yes!
Bruce Lee,
And your mind, conformless, shapeless like water.
Princess Diana.
I knew what my job was. It was to go out and meet the people and love them.
Dalai Lama,
Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible.
These incredible human beings are just a few examples of inspirational people.
Who instinctively knew that our future was neither fixed nor determined.
They knew that we are the creators of our destiny.
They taught us that life should be lived.
With courage, hope, and belief in human goodness. No thoughts of oppression.
domination,
Abomination.
They all tried to leave the planet in better shape than they found it.
The young people of today.
We are the future now. We can all make a difference. In however small a way. Let's try to make this planet as beautiful and compassionate
as it can possibly be.
That's it. Time's up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The history of the universe is
Wow!
Hi, we're now going to introduce Mr. Fan. Just give us a second.
Just hang on 1 second, folks. Boys and girls in front with the balloon, can you have a seat, please? And they were funny, they were very moving, and I cannot say enough about them. And so I just want to say that, first of all, thank you very much for coming. This has been a great audience. Actors, can you come out, please? You guys were amazing, you were funny, you made history. You put 14 billion years into 77 minutes. Now do that with your homework, okay? Alright, there are also want to invite the backstage light crew and props crew to come up because they put a lot of time and effort into it as well. And of course, this show cannot happen without the support of lots of adults behind the scene. So I would like to recognize them one by one. First of all, for technical support and photography, Mr. Guru, is he here? For the props and set design, we have Mr. Yan, who is actually not here, but I do want to recognize him, and also Ms. Laura. For stage management, he's back there somewhere, Mr. Todd Bulbus. For lighting and sound, and as assistant director, Mr. VJ, please come back. And finally, of course, okay, kids, we want you to scream, okay? To thank for the direction of the play, Mr. Garrett Huxley. So parents, I know you want to take pictures, so kids, make sure you get in front and give your parents an opportunity to take pictures. And then there's a...
If I just say one quick word, if you're connected to any of these students on stage, techies, backstage crew, or our amazing actors, you should be so proud. They've worked so hard.